Can you put one hand up with me right now? Now we're going to play a little game. And before I tell you why I'm 100% offended today, I need you to just stick with me for just a second. Put your finger down if you've ever applied to a job and gotten rejected within minutes with no interview, no call, just a flat out no. Put a finger down if you've ever wondered whether a real person even looked at your resume. Put a finger down if you've ever been overlooked for something you knew deep down you had no control of, but you were way more qualified than they even needed you to be. Put a finger down if you ever felt like the system wasn't built with you in mind. Put a finger down if you've ever had to fight for your health, your career, or your place in a room when nobody was clapping for you, even though they knew how amazing you truly were. How many fingers do you have left up? Stay with me, because today I'm going to talk about a lawsuit that is basically describing my own life and probably yours on paper in real time. And I think I'm one of the most qualified people talking about this conversation right now. So pull up a chair and let's get started. Who am I in this? Number one, I am 100% offended. And if you look like me, you should be too. If I were out there right now searching for a corporate job and I applied through the Workday portal, now this is the same hiring platform that millions of companies are using every single day. There's a real chance I would have been screened out before a single human being ever saw my name. Not because I wasn't qualified, but because of who I am. Black, check. Over 40, check. Cancer survivor, check. Stroke survivor, check. Living with PTSD and anxiety, both which legally count as a disability, check. Now that's not a list I found in a lawsuit. That's my actual life. And every single one of those is a category in this case Workday's AI was screening people out for. Now, on Monday, June 22nd, a federal judge ruled that Workday has to keep defending itself in court against claims that says its AI hiring tools discriminated against Black applicants, older applicants, and applicants with disabilities, including one claim involving a cancer survivor who says she was screened out based on her medical history alone. Now, when I read that, let me be honest with you, I got a little heated. I'm a cancer survivor. She's a cancer survivor. Screened out because of her medical history? I had to stop and sit with that for just a second, because I know exactly what it's like to have your body, your health, and everything screaming at you at the same time, while it's becoming a problem for other people to use and make a decision about you. Because without ever asking you a single qualifying question, that's no way to be ruled out. In 2014, I was dismissed by 6 doctors before anyone took what I was feeling or saying seriously. Not 1, not 2, not 3, 4, 5, 6. Yes, you heard me right. 6 different times I sat in front of a medical professional and said something is wrong with me. And 6 times I was sent home. 6 times I was told, oh, just take some time off of work. You're really stressed out. Oh, you need to go just take a breather, Angelia. You're doing way too much. Or maybe you need to hydrate more. Or maybe you need to get into things that are a little less stressful. It wasn't until the 7th doctor that someone actually listened to me. And that's when they found that I had an aggressive thyroid cancer that was sucking and draining the life out of my body. Mind you, that cancer had been sitting there the whole time, undetected, dismissed. And I didn't get diagnosed because the system worked. I got diagnosed because I refused to stop advocating for myself and being dismissed by the 6th one. That's my story. This is not a system that protected me. This is a system that I had to fight to get a fair shot from. So when I hear about an AI tool that may be screening out a cancer survivor based on her medical history before she even gets the chance to advocate for herself in an interview, I don't hear a lawsuit. I hear a pattern. I hear the same dismissal wearing a different uniform. Just like Whitney Houston said, same script, different cast. Instead of 6 doctors, it's one algorithm, but the outcome is the same. Somebody decided without ever really looking that you weren't worth a second look. Now let's talk about the case. The company denies all of it. Their defense has been consistent. We build the tool. Software matches resumes to qualifications. The employer sets, scores the candidates, and the employer makes the final call. That's a clean, reasonable sounding defense. The judge didn't buy it, and neither do I. She let most of the claims move forward while dismissing a couple of the plaintiff's arguments too. This isn't a one-sided story. This is a real legal fight, headed to trial with real consequences either way it lands. Now, I'm a stroke survivor, and without getting to all the details of that day, I can tell you this: surviving something like that changes the way you see every single no you receive every day after. When you fought to simply be here, to still be able to think clearly, to still be able to show up in a room, being reduced to a line item that a machine scans in half a second. Oh, it hits differently. Stroke survivors deal with stigma in the workplace already. People make assumptions about what we can and what we can't handle, and what we're capable of, or whether we're all the way back. Now imagine that bias isn't even coming from a person anymore, and you could at least look in the eye and challenge a human. It's coming from a system that was designed by someone to weed you out instantly in the dark, where you don't even get the dignity of being misjudged by a human anymore. Another thing, I live with PTSD, and I'm constantly watching my surroundings, watching who's around me, watching every ounce of my life. Now that's the kind of alert that doesn't turn off, even when there's nothing actually wrong in the moment. That's not something I always talk about, but it's real and it's mine and I own it. And it's exactly the kind of thing that an algorithm scanning a resume could never see and would never give me a chance to explain. Okay, let me break it down for the people who don't necessarily speak legal. A robot has been rejecting people's job applications. Some folks are getting quiet emails, you know, the one you get in the middle of the night saying, "Oh, thank you so much for your interest," or an email that they've gotten within minutes of hitting the submit button, when nobody thinks you're watching your phone, your laptop, or your desktop, and even actually sit down to have a conversation with you. It won't happen because you've been judged by a system, and there's no way a real person that could have reviewed your application that fast and eliminated you. There's no way they even considered you. The company is saying, don't blame us, blame the settings that the employer typed in. The judge said, nah, friend, you built the engine and you don't get to act like you're just along for the ride. That's it. That's the whole thing. And here's what most leaders miss. The same blind spots that let AI screen out good candidates are usually the same blind spots costing you your best people once they're already inside the building. And if you don't know how decisions are already being made about who gets hired, who gets developed, and who gets overlooked, that's not an AI problem. That's a leadership gap. And here's the thing. I'm not anti-AI. Matter of fact, I love it. I use it every single day in my own businesses. AI is not the enemy. Blind trust in AI with no human checking is blind spots. That's the enemy. And as you can see, it's also grounds for a lawsuit. And if you're a leader or HR executive, or you sit on a team who's making hiring or talent decisions right now, this is exactly the work I do with organizations, building the kind of organizational leadership and accountability that catches what the system misses before it costs you talent or costs you a courtroom. And if my story of being dismissed by 6 doctors before the 7th finally heard me resonated with you, that's a keynote that I bring to rooms all over the country. Dismissed by 6. If you're planning a conference, a leadership offsite, or an event where you want a speaker who doesn't just talk about resilience, but one who's actually lived it, book me today. The link is in the description. I am Angelia Malbrew, and I'm here to guide you, equip you, and show you how to lead like a brand. Thank you for lending your ear.